right, my friends. So today we're going to do a lesson on reading comprehension. Do you guys know what reading comprehension is? So comprehension means understanding what we read. So if I read a story, I can tell you what the main idea is, what details there are in the story that support that. So let's look at the title on your page right here. On your title page, Adam. What is this? Can you read this for me, David?
Animals.
Amazing. Amazing Amazon.
Animals.
Yeah, so amazing Amazon animals. What do you think this story is going, this passage is going to be about?
I said range and animals.
You think it's going to be about animals? What do you think?
Animal and range.
Do you think it's going to be about animals or something else, Adam? You think it's going to be about animals too? That's a pretty good guess. So I bet you because it has animals in the title, we're going to be learning about animals. Maybe animals that live in the Amazon.
Jungle.
Like the jungle. Great job, David. The Amazon is in the jungle, right? So first, I'm going to go over some vocabulary with you guys real quick before we read. Let's see if we can figure out this first word. I'm going to write it on my whiteboard and show it to you. What about this, Adam? Let's look here. This is ant eater.
Anteater.
Have you guys ever seen an ant eater before?
Yeah, it's like a widow.
You have seen it at the zoo?
Yeah. No.
No, not at the zoo. In a video you have. We do have anteaters at the zoo. Anteaters is a mammal that has a really long sticky tongue, and it eats ants, just like its name. It picks up ants with that long sticky tongue. Now here's another one. These are some interesting words you guys may not have heard before. This.
Capybara.
Good. High five, Adam. Capybara. So you know what a capybara is, Adam?
I know a capybara. It's kind of big. It has hairy teeth.
Yes, it's hairy. It's big. What does it kind of look like to you guys? So you can look at your paper. There's a picture of one right here.
Oh, capybara.
There's a capybara.
A capybara.
What do you think? What does he look like?
He got nails. He got a straight nose. And ears and eyes.
Yeah, he does. Those are great features that you found on him. He reminds me of a guinea pig. When I look at him, he looks like a big guinea pig to me. Okay, ready for your next one?
Yeah, I'm cutting him right now. Now he has
Little dolphin. High five, Adam. It's a dolphin. Did you know there are some dolphins that we're going to read about that don't live in the ocean?
right here.
Yep, right there. He lives in the Amazon River. That is amazing. He doesn't even live in the ocean. Can you tell me something about dolphins?
Yeah. He got a short. It have a back teeth.
Oh, he has a fin on his back. Yes, he does. Yep.
And he got sharp teeth.
And he does have sharp teeth. You can see him there to eat. Okay. Let's see about this one. Eel. Have you guys ever? What's an eel? Do you know what an eel is?
I think so. I think so. Eel
There's a picture of one right here on the back of your paper.
Oh, eel is like a little team and big team.
They can be big, and they live in the ocean or in a river. They kind of like a water snake almost. They're a fish, but they're like a water snake.
This?
That's an eel, and this is the Amazon. Okay, Randy, here's a big word.
I need to. Oh my God.
This is a long one. Electricity. That was really good using your phonics skills there, Adam.
Right here.
This is, yes, electricity. You can see it highlighted in our story. What is electricity? What does electricity do for us?
For light.
Yes, for our lights, right? We need electricity to power our lights. And some animals actually have electricity in them. We're going to learn about that. Okay, ready? Here's your next one. We have quite a few vocabulary words because this story.
Henry.
Ooh, it does have an H.
Hummer.
Humid. Humid means it's like hot and moist outside. That it's like wet. So the rainforest is, the Amazons, is very humid because it rains a lot and it's hot. So if it's humid, it's
right
sticky.
Here.
Did you find it?
Yeah.
Nice. I'm going to have you guys highlight some stuff in a minute when we read. Couple more words. Ready? What's this word? Narrow.
Narrow.
Do you know what narrow is?
Oh yeah, it's like a soft.
It's like skinny.
Yeah.
Like if something is narrow, it's skinny. It's not big and wide. It's skinny. So it's something that is not wide. All right, let's look at this one. We're right here on this word.
Rodent.
Rodent. Good job, Adam. Good job, David. Rodent. Do you guys know what a rodent is?
No.
So a rodent is like a mouse or a rat or even a rabbit. Those are rodents. They're small mammals like a mouse or a rat or a rabbit. And our last one. This one has a secret in it when you have O and U together. Do you know what O and U together say, David?
No. Oh.
Snout. Yeah, O and U say ow when they get together. So this is a snout.
Snout.
What is a snout? Have you heard that word before?
Like a smell.
It's a nose. There's a snout right here. It's your nose. So these are vocabulary words that we learned that we're going to listen for. So what I want you guys to do is I'm going to read the story to you, the passage, but I want you guys to follow along with me as I read. And we're going to stop, and I'm going to ask you some questions, and we're going to highlight them. You got it, David?
Yeah.
Perfect. When I ask you the questions, I'm going to stop, and I want us to highlight some of the areas where you might find that information. Okay? And show me you're ready, David. When you're ready, we'll have our fingers glued at the top. We'll start at the title. Amazing Amazon Animals. The Amazon rainforest is in South America. It is hot and humid there. The rainforest is an amazing place. Many strange animals live there. Read on to learn about some of them. You might know someone with a pet rodent. Mice and hamsters are types of rodents. But have you ever seen a rodent the size of a dog? You might if you visit the Amazon. The capybara is a huge rodent. It lives in the Amazon rainforest. It is the biggest rodent in the world. Capybaras can be 4 feet long. Some weigh more than 145 pounds. What else is different about capybaras? They can swim. Snakes and big cats chase capybaras, and capybaras swim to stay safe. So we're going to stop there for a minute. Let's think about what we just read. What animal did we just read about?
Capybara.
Capybaras. So let's see here. How is the capybara, how is it different than a mouse or a rat? What's different about it?
It's different because mouse have kind hair, but don't have it don't have no nails.
Yeah, this one doesn't really have nails, you're right. But in our text, let's see here. Let's go right here, Adam. Let's look here. This says, the capybara is a huge rodent. So what is huge? Is huge,
Huge or
small?
big?
It's big, right? So they're big. So let's highlight this. It's right here. Can you highlight this? Capybara is a huge rodent. Capybara is a huge rodent. Right there. You see where it says capybara. So that's some information that we will need to know. Good job, Adam. Now look, can you guys find in this same text where it tells me how much it weighs? Let's see.
145.
Oh, good job, David. Can you highlight that 145 pounds for me? This will make it easier for us when we're doing our anchor chart at the back to tell us what information we're looking for. Perfect. So what are capybaras? Are they little or are they big?
Kind of big.
They're very big. 145 pounds, David, is more than I weigh. That means that animal is bigger than me. That's a big one. Okay, go ahead and put your highlighters down, and we'll go to the next one. Okay, ready? We're on this last paragraph at the bottom right here where it says you. And this is going to be about a different animal. Look at this picture. What animal do you think we're going to be reading about?
Dolphin.
A dolphin. So let's read about dolphins. You might know dolphins live in the ocean. did you know they also live in the Amazon River? Amazon River dolphins are different from other dolphins. Okay, go ahead and flip it over so we can get on the back of it. Up here to start. Amazon River dolphins have long, narrow snouts. They also have thicker bodies. Do you guys know what thicker means? So if something is thin, it's little. What do you think if something is thick means? If thin is little, what does thick mean? If it's thin and it's like this, thick is big. Yeah, so they have thick bodies, they're bigger. So it also says they are very slow swimmers. Finally, some Amazon River dolphins have pink skin. Oh my goodness, they have pink skin. I have never seen that. Actually, on my picture, do you see yours? You can't really tell, but do you see how his skin is pink here?
Yeah.
That's interesting, huh? So let's go to our next question. Let's get our highlighter out.
Got it.
You got it? Let's see if we're going to be on this side or this side. Okay, so where does the Amazon River dolphin live? Does it live in a river or an ocean?
Ocean.
You think?
No,
Let's think about the name. Amazon River dolphin.
river.
Okay, in a river. So
What
let's
river?
let's see. It lives in the Amazon River. So can we highlight that on this side? Let's see. Find where it
River.
says
Right here.
they live in the Amazon River. Yep, they live in a river. Perfect. So they live in the Amazon River. This is a great way to find information in your text when you have to go back and answer questions. You can go back to what you've highlighted and help you. Perfect. So they live in the river. Okay.
Oh, this one.
Let's see what else did it tell us
I
about
have
them.
to speak.
It also said, can you read this for me, Adam?
Amazing rivers dolphins have long, narrow strong.
Perfect. Snouts. Remember some of our vocabulary words. This said Amazon River dolphins have long, narrow snouts. Do you guys remember what a snout was? What was a snout when we went over our vocabulary words? Do you remember what I pointed to?
Nose.
It's in my nose. He has a long, narrow nose. So is narrow, remember we did narrow too. Was narrow. Narrow is actually skinny. Narrow is long and skinny. So can we highlight that? They have long, narrow snouts. Let's find it here. Find it in your text. Yep, long, narrow snouts. That's something that we learned about the Amazon River dolphins, is that their noses are really skinny compared to regular dolphins in the ocean.
Oh.
See how skinny it is? You can look at your picture. See, Adam, how skinny his nose is? But they're also much wider. Their bodies are much bigger.
Why are picture brown?
Because it's just a photocopy. I know it's not as fun. Okay, you ready for our next paragraph?
Yeah.
All right, fingers glued right here. So we're going to be reading about the electric eel. And this is an electric
Right here?
eel right here, that picture of that animal. Okay, ready? The electric eel is another unusual animal in the Amazon River. It uses electricity to hunt. First, an electric eel shocks another fish. Then, the eel eats the fish. Electric eels also protect themselves with their electricity. They use it to keep other animals away. Ooh, so let's think about electric eels. What did it say? How did they catch a fish? How do they eat another fish? Do they just run up and catch it, or do they do something first?
Do something first.
What do they do?
Reversing them.
They electrocute them. So can we highlight
Right
that?
here?
Yep, it uses electricity to hunt. Let's highlight
Right
it
here?
uses electricity to hunt. Yep, it uses electricity to hunt. Find that sentence for me.
To hunt.
Great job. We are almost done. There's another animal we're going to read about. What animal do you think we're going to read about next?
This one.
This one. Do you guys know what this is? What is that?
Value on
Let's read it.
tutu.
Anteater. Good job, Anne.
And here.
Okay, ready? We're going to glue our fingers right here on this paragraph. Ready? I'm going to read. Giant anteaters do not look like any other animal. They have long, skinny snouts, just like our dolphin, right? They also have big, furry tails. But what is most unusual about giant anteaters? Their tongues are 2 feet long. That's about as long as your arm. Got it, Dave? A giant anteater catches ants with its tongue. It eats about 30,000 ants a day. All right, David, put your foot down. Let's look here. What part of the anteater does it use to catch ants? Do you remember?
Heard this.
Should we read it again?
Yeah.
Anteaters' tongues are 2 feet long.
Oh,
That's as long as your
2
arm.
feet.
Look, his tongue is this long. Oh my goodness, that's really long. And he uses it to catch ants because it's sticky. So what does he use to catch the ants?
his nose.
His tongue. He's got this long tongue. So let's highlight that
I want
too.
to see his long tongue.
I know, right? Maybe we should try to find a video I can show you
Right now?
after we're done with our lesson. So David, I need you to highlight the part of this paragraph that tells me about his long tongue. Their tongues are 2 feet long. Ready? Right here, Adam, you see it? Show me where it says their tongues are. Their tongues are 2 feet long.
Wait, where?
Let's look here. We're reading about this. They have big furry tails, but what's the most unusual thing? Their tongues are 2 feet long. And they eat 30,000 ants a day. Do you think you guys could eat 30,000 chicken nuggets a day?
Yeah.
You might be able to. Okay.
And I
That's a
have dirt.
lot. Don't worry about your dirt right now, David. We'll fix it later, honey. Okay. Ready for our last paragraph?
Yeah.
Okay. Show me you're ready to read, David. Put your
Where
fingers
is
right here on many.
it? Mini.
Many other amazing animals live in the Amazon. These include sloths, big cats, and giant snakes. There is even a lizard that runs on water. The Amazon rainforest has some truly amazing, strange animals. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we have our anchor chart that looks like this. Okay. You're going to use that one? I can grab your other one.
Okay.
Can I borrow it real quick though?
Mm.
Yeah. This is our anchor chart. And what does this first part say here, Adam? The main idea. So we're going to try to figure out what was the main idea in this story. What was this story about?
About like capybara.
It was about capybaras, but was it just about capybaras?
No.
So what was it about?
About like the eels should have long nose.
That would be a good supporting detail because that's a detail about the story.
And
let's look here.
capybara is big, 145.
Yeah, you remembered it's 145 pounds. So the main idea is what the story's mostly about. What is it trying to teach us about? Is it trying to teach us about cars?
No.
Is it trying to teach us about
Animals.
food?
No.
Animals. Okay. So our main idea, we need to put in there what the story was about. Okay, Adam? So the story was about animals, right? So write me a sentence in your main idea about what the story was about. Like it was about animals. The story was about animals.
About
And you could even look at the title, Amazing Amazon Animals. It even tells you the animals that live in the Amazon.
how about capybara?
Let's not put capybara in there because it wasn't just about capybaras, but it was about animals. If you need help spelling animals, it's in the title of the page.
Right here?
About the animals.
Good job. It was about Amazon animals. Okay, so that was the main idea. So you were telling me, Adam, can you tell me something that happened? Can you tell me something about one of the animals?
The dolphin.
Hold on, I'm asking Adam. What was about one of the animals that you could write in there?
Like dolphins.
Let's see.
Maybe
So
the
Adam's going to
dolphin.
write about dolphins. Adam, what is something about the dolphin? Let's look here.
Capybara.
We can go back to our text, look, because we highlighted. What could you write about the dolphins?
Like
Because this is about our dolphins. What could you write about them?
let me see.
Look here, what did you highlight here? What does this say?
Look. No.
Snout. So you could write on here about the dolphins having long, narrow snouts, right?
Capybara.
You want to do something about a capybara? Great. What's a detail about the capybara that you could put in there? Okay, what does that say? Read it to me.
Capybara because but is a hunger
Huge
range
rodent.
rodent.
Okay, that's a great supporting detail about the capybara.
Will we write that?
Just right here. The capybara is a huge rodent, or they have long, narrow snouts. That's why when we go and highlight, sometimes if we can, when we're reading a text, it helps us to remember important information, things that we need to remember.
We've been recording.
We've been recording. My professor is watching. You can say hi. You guys are doing a good job.
It's been like 20 minutes.
Okay. Good job, David.
It's kind of long word.
It is. But
I don't
as
know
you
why.
guys get older and we get into 3rd and 4th and 5th grade, we're going to be reading
I'm going
more
to be in
text.
3rd grade.
I know. Are you guys excited?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Once you're done with
I don't
that,
have no wool.
that's okay. That's okay. We'll just have to try to write smaller next time, but I can see it. The capybara is large. What's another animal? What's another detail we learned that you could put in this one?
Dolphins.
About dolphins. So why don't you look at your page here, and see what did you highlight?
Nail.
They have long, narrow snouts.
Oh, you
All right, so Adam, let's go to the next one. Let's write the electric eel one in here, because we're done with dolphins. So go ahead and erase this one. It says electricity, because yes, the eel has electricity, but let's put that in the next box for another supporting detail. Okay. Great job. Can you write about electric eels in this box? Because that's another detail. We read about electric eels. And let's be careful, writers, to try to fit it in the box. Awesome. I love this. It says dolphins have long, narrow snouts. That is definitely a supporting detail in our story. Okay, so you have another animal you could write about. What other animal could we give details about? Because let's see, you said it's about animals. We wrote about the capybara. We wrote about the eel. Now you can, the dolphin. And what's another one you could write about? You could write about the eel, or what's your last choice? The anteater. So whichever one.
What the
Thank you,
anteater?
David or Adam, for being a careful
What
writer.
anteater?
This is an anteater right here. Remember we talked about his tongue?
What is it? The word? I can't try to spell.
Right here. Anteaters. Giant anteaters. It was one of our vocabulary words too. I can put these on the board and you guys can look at these if you would like to see some of the vocabulary we went over. Good job, Adam. So what's something special about the anteater that you highlighted in there that you could go back to? Great job, Adam. Let's see. You wrote about electric eels have, to hunt, huh? They hunt with the electricity. Perfect. Okay. Now we're done with this one. What's another animal we could write about? Because we wrote about the eels, the dolphins. What's another animal you learned about, Adam? Can you point to it for me? Which animal? What is that? Do you remember? I'm going to highlight it for you right here. That's the word. Anteater. Okay? Anteaters. And what's special about anteaters? Is their tongue really short or is their tongue really long?
Long.
It is long. And they eat what? What do they eat? Ants. Good job, Adam. Good job,
Why?
David.
Yes.
This is such good work, David. I am going to give you a star because you worked really hard today. That was a long passage that we had to read, and we answered a lot of questions. Great job, my friend. So, David, you can have a couple minutes of free draw on the whiteboard. Come over here, buddy. Come over
How
here.
about I want to play?
Well, let's do a couple of minutes of free draw on the whiteboard while Adam finishes up, and then maybe we can go over there. Okay, ready? Free draw. When Adam is done, maybe I'll give you a couple minutes of playtime over there.
Alright.
Okay? Alright, you're looking for tongues? There it is. That's a lot of letters in that word tongue. Oh no, you got it. You got it. Anteaters eat 30,000 ants. Okay, so you're good. You can go ahead and put your period at the end of your sentence. Don't forget our period. And I'm going to give you a star on your page too. Because you did an awesome job. High five.
I did.
You guys did a great job. Okay. Would you like to free draw, Adam, or would you like 1 minute over there playing with the stuff?
I want to do 5 minutes. This
Okay.
one.
Okay, 2 minutes over there. Good work, my